this episode, I have a beef with Thomas Heaton.
Who's I talking to? Somebody in there.
Surely you're in there. Oh, go in.
What the hell are you doing here?
That's absolutely brilliant, that. The light came back.
You don't do film. This fella does film.
Look at that. What an absolute beauty. You want some company? And it looked photogasmic. Because I'd love to go.
I'm meeting Adam Gibbs as well.
This is a storm.
Don't you put your finger in my bizzog!
It's got to be 30 feet long, that.
Before we get into the brawl with Thomas Heaton, there's something that I really need to photograph.
Today, I'm hoping to fulfill a decades-long dream. Oh, there's a whole bunch of rams in this field. If they start going at me, I'll just run into the lake. Anyway, about, I don't know, 25, 30 years ago, I think it was the first time I ever came up to Loch Lomond. I spotted this tree in a field and I thought, wow, what a fantastic tree. And every single time I've passed this tree, I've wanted to stop. But if you know Loch Lomond, if you've driven around here, you'll know that the road is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And there's really one parking spot, maybe two on each side. So it's really difficult to just randomly stop and shoot what you see. So today I've managed to pick a spot way down. Wow, look at these trees. It's kind of a lifelong dream of mine to stop. Seems like a small thing, but just stop and shoot this one tree. And then also just beyond this one tree, I'm going to shoot this from the other side too. Oh my God, the wind. Beyond this one tree, about another kilometre, there's a beautiful little waterfall scene that I've always wanted to stop and have a look at. So I'm going to try and do that if I've got enough energy left. And look at this business. Now I'm hoping that there aren't too many barbed wire fences that I have to hop, because that's just not pleasant. But there's probably going to be at least 3 or 4. Let's just hope they're pretty shallow, not too high. Man, these trees are absolutely amazing. I know I say this every time, but if I could shoot these in the fog, oh my God. Oh, another fence. All right, I think my beloved tree is that one there. If you look at this group of trees, it's the one at the very end, I think. So I've just got to cross this river and then get across that field. And I think I'm there. I hope I'm right. Oh God, slippery.
Now I know my timing was terrible with this major rainstorm, but I just had to get this shot.
Look how much rain there is today. There's rivers on top of rivers. Bloody ridiculous. So it looks like I've got to get through all of this crap just to get over there. Maybe what I'll do is go higher and then across, try and get to some higher ground. And look at this tree here. It's all roots and no tree. Look at that. Imagine spending your life just hanging on for dear life and never getting the chance to grow.
Best description of the human condition ever.
Anyway, I think I've cleared most of that bog. There's a bit of a flood coming across the field here, but I've got to get past a gang of rams. What do you call a gang of rams? Hopefully they're just not interested in me. Like I said, they're pretty placid, but if you piss one off, it'll break your knees. No problem. All right, rams.
Bugger off.
Just gonna go past you.
You bloody Yorkshireman.
Oh yeah, they're not bothered. They're wandering off.
Now, if you're a true landscape photographer, it's essential to get your feet wet and be one with the elements. So after a short but soggy hike, I finally made it to the matriarch of the forest. And what a belter.
So here's my beautiful tree. I'm going to assume that this is an oak tree. Look at that. What an absolute beauty. So I'm going to have to study it for a while. I don't know whether to film it close up or move further back and shoot long. But usually what I'll do is I'll get up close and start that way and then move back and just see what I can find. But I also want to get to the other side of it. Let's have a look on the other side and see what it's like looking down towards it. Oh, it's beautiful. I love that one in the background there. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh my God, this is fantastic. I think I'll start my shot right here. All right, so I've framed up a composition that I really like. I've gone for the 65-24 Xpan. Let me just show you this. This is just majestic. Look at that. So, you know, I've slapped the tree bang in the center of the frame, but what I love is this little broken tree just off to the side of it. And then I don't know if you can see, you probably can't see it, but just about here in the distance is that tree there, which I really love. And then you've got the flooded shore of the lake. Absolutely majestic. Now, about 2 minutes ago, just as I was setting up my camera, a little bit of sun came in from the left and backlit the tree, and it looked photogasmic. But I didn't have enough time to take the shot because I was too busy faffing about getting everything set up securely on the tripod. But I'm hoping that it's going to pop out and do the exact same thing again. If it does, I will have a glorious shot.
Now, I know that I've talked to you guys before about the importance of stopping when you see something from the car and actually getting out and shooting it now rather than later. Well, I finally took my own advice and I think it paid off.
So what I've done now is I've moved back a little bit so that I can shoot longer and completely cut out that little bit of white sky that's just above the mountains there. And that just simplifies the composition and just fills the frame with the tree. Might even move back a little bit more. But I think this is a cleaner shot. I won't really know which one I prefer until I get them back in the lab. But anyway, here is this shot.
Once again, the colours that come out of the Hasselblad X2D are just amazing, and this punchy light really benefits from how Hasselblad renders its colours. Quite photogasmic.
You know, it's a rare thing to get a tree this magnificent standing on its own. I've seen tons of amazing gnarly trees, especially in BC, but they're always closely guarded by other trees that prevent you from getting a clear shot. I mean, look at this. Like, I've got an entire meadow here that's been cleared probably long ago by a farmer, sheep farmer, but they left this magnificent tree. So it's very easy to photograph and isolate. And, you know, as you keep moving back to get a longer shot, you're not bumping into another tree. And I love that. It's rare that you get that, and this is about as good as it gets. So I'll just wait a few more minutes. Hopefully the sun will pop out and give it that lovely backlit / side lit effect that I was getting earlier. Man, this is a storm. All right, so you can see now from this composition that what I've done now is I've pushed the tree off to the right a little bit so that I can fit in more of these lovely reaching branches. I mean, that's got to be 30 feet long, that. Absolutely magnificent, but it's come at the cost of losing that other tree in the distance. I don't know if you can see it. That dead, looks like a dead one. It's probably been flooded on this lake many, many times. So that one is, I really love that. It's dead, but because I've pushed this tree off to the right, it's kind of blocked now by that other one. But I feel like that's an okay trade-off, because I'm really happy with the simplicity and symmetry of this composition. So all I've got to do now is wait for that light. The sun was up there, and that is where the clouds are. And, well, maybe there's a chance. You can just see a little bit of contrast there. So maybe it will pop out. And if it does,
I'll get a beautiful shot while dodging sheep chods. But would the light come and paint the scene? Well, I gotta wait for that bloody white van first. You might not think this is much of a life goal, but I was overjoyed to finally get not just one shot of this majestic tree, but 3 shots, and that's where I need your help. Which of these 3 images is the strongest? 1, 2, or 3? Post a comment and let me know which you like best and the reasons why, and then the winning image might just make it into my next book.
Well, there you go. I got the shot and a life goal was fulfilled. That's absolutely brilliant, that. The light came back. Now, in a place like this, you're probably not going to believe this, because all that you usually find here is sheep shit. You're not going to believe what I've just found. Yeah, a copy of Chasing Awe with Gavin Hardcastle, just lying around here. Maybe a Scottish photographer that bought me book came out here to shoot this before me, and was reading it for a bit of inspiration while they were waiting for the light, and maybe just forgot it by accident. That's probably what it was. Some say that it's the best book ever created. It's probably just my mother that says that. In fact, no, I don't even think she would. But what I do know is that there is a link in the description below. Oh, one more shot. Right, we're about 30 minutes from making it home, and I'm really hoping that Roy's completely forgotten all about that Hasselblad camera and gone back to his delightful film camera from the 1950s. Oh, it's so nice to be back at the folks' place. Who's Roy talking to? Somebody in there. I wonder who that could be. That van looks familiar.
Oh, I love that van.
Can't quite place where I've seen that before. Anyway, let's have a nice cup of coffee and see what the old folks are up to.
Hey, you sure you're in there? Oh, come in.
What the hell are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
You're not this instructor, are you?
Wait, Roy has paid me good money to teach him how to do photography because he cares about photography.
You could have had me for a reasonable discount.
You don't do film. This fella does film. He knows what he's talking
Does
about.
film, yeah, I bet he does film.
You should be ashamed of yourself. You don't
Don't you put your finger in my fizzog.
I'll finger your blooming F-16.
Stop! What are you doing?
Answer the bloody phone call, you wanker!
Go on, Tom. You show him, lad.
Adam Gibbs likes me more.
Gavin, leave him alone!
My favourite, you bastard!
And so this continued until inevitably somebody shat themselves.
I'm sorry, Tom. I'm quite ashamed of myself there.
Me too. We're both adults here.
It got a bit out of control.
It did.
I just wondered why you weren't answering my phone calls,
But it's just, honestly, it's just a shame. I see your work and it makes me feel inadequate, and I just want to avoid anything and everything to do with you and your photography. For good reasons, because it's so good.
It's completely understandable. My talent is immense. Now, as a goodwill gesture, you're going to love this. This is a copy of Chasing Awe with Gavin Hardcastle.
Oh, Amanda! Hello!
Oh, I'm just wondering, could you sign your book for me?
You want me to sign?
It, yeah.
Give me the pen.
Yeah.
Lovely, thank you. Okay, so to Amanda.
Yeah, Amanda, yeah.
And Gavin.
Okay. To Amanda and Gavin. Okay. There you go. Whoa, don't forget your book and the pen. All right. Bye. Nice to meet you. Bye. Oh, she's lovely, isn't she? Hey?
Yeah, she's
lovely,
great. Yeah. Where are you going next?
Arran, the Isle of Arran.
Really?
Yeah. It's supposed to be awesome.
Well, yeah, I've heard it's brilliant. Do you want some company?
I don't have a spare seat in the van. I've got the fridge and the big battery, and it's really a one-person vehicle. So, no.
Because I'd love to go.
I'm meeting Adam Gibbs as well. So
You meeting up with Grumpton?
just a social visit. We're not doing photography. We're just going to have a few drinks and hang out.
Because you're such good friends and all
yeah.
that. All right, yeah.
Sorry.
All right, well, drive safe.
Yeah, will do. All right, mate. Cheers for the book. I'll see if I can find it over here.
What a wank.
How do you mean come clean? I told him I wasn't doing naturist photography.
Listen, enough about photography. I know that you have been belittling this man, belittling his photography with your digital f***ing camera.
One more. Flip it around.
What?
That's the best look ever!
Did you fart?
Four times! 4 times! Still fine!
And shove that bloody GPS up your arse, you daft bugger. Oh dear. Well, listen to bloody language as well.
It's, I mean, it's signed, but it's actually my mum and Roy's copy. It's got their name in it, but you know, you get the idea. Yeah.
To Mum and Roy, lots of love. Gavs.
Yeah,
Gavs. Is that your pet name? Well, thanks, Gavs.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it. Thanks for your book, by the way. Yes, I'll read it at some point.
Oh, it's what? Too low, too high?
Too low.
It's going down, is it good?
Oh, we'd be better off with that other easel.
Which other easel?
The other easel like this.
What's bloody difference?
The other one might work better.
It's identical to this one.
Well, it's usually worked alright.
Alright, I'll put the other one down then.
So every time we have a video chat with you, is this what goes on before?